Hi, I'm Mike from 1A Auto. We've been selling auto parts for over 30 years. We're dedicated to delivering quality auto parts, expert customer service, fast and free shipping, all backed by our 100% satisfaction guarantee. So visit us at 1AAuto.com, your trusted source for quality auto parts.
All right, so we're going to go ahead and do an oil change here, and this is a not mandatory, but it is a recommendation. I usually start by just removing the oil dipstick. I'm going to go ahead and clean this and just set it on top here. This is a good reminder that it's the first thing out, last thing in. It's a reminder that the engine does not have oil in it, so you don't want to start it. Sometimes we just get busy and we forget what we're doing, and we'll drain out the oil, and next thing you know, you start it and you ruin your engine. So good start. Now we're going to do an oil change here, and normally the oil filter is located right up in this location here. This vehicle currently has an oil filter relocation kit installed. It's a little complicated to get to that filter in the back there, but what you're going to want to do is use one of these two units, usually a band style with this cap style, and what you do is you're going to fit that onto there. You can go ahead and loosen that filter that way there. Usually I find that this one here is better on this design. You can come in through the driver's side wheel well, but in this case here, the filter is located right up underneath the front of the bumper. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. So when doing your oil change, first thing, you have to remove the filter or drain the engine oil. You could do either one first, it really doesn't matter. This time here, we're gonna go ahead and start to remove this filter. If you can't get it by hand, you can use one of these band clamp style clamps. Get that right onto that filter. Actually, we're gonna spin that around there. And go ahead and spin that counterclockwise. Remember, counterclockwise, lefty-loosey. Okay, now you get that spinning loose. Reach on up, make sure you have your catch can or drain can ready to go. Now, an oil filter can hold upwards of a full quart of oil. So once you start unscrewing it, it is going to start to drain. All right, so right here is where that oil filter was removed from. We just want to use a rag or a paper towel or something. You want to clean that off. Make sure that there isn't any burrs or anything up there. And the other thing is on your replacement filter, you can see right here, there's a seal. Make sure that the seal from the original oil filter is still not stuck on that. So if it is, just pop it off and then you're ready for the replacement. Apply just a little bit of oil, like so. Use your finger and just lubricate that seal. That's going to help it spin on and seal better once you get that put together. All right. I'm going to go ahead and spin this on. Usually good hand tight. If you don't feel comfortable with that, you can always go ahead and use the cap unit in your ratchet. Just snug it up. It doesn't have to be on there super tight, it just needs to stay on there and seal. All right, so if you're trying to locate your oil pan, good way to locate that is it is right behind the front axle and just in front of your transmission oil pan. So you're gonna find the oil pan right here for your engine, all right? And here is your drain bolt. So we're gonna go ahead and use a 5/8 wrench. I'm gonna go ahead, and it is lefty-loosey. So we're gonna go ahead and pull that up here. We'll let that drain out into our catch can. While that's draining, I like to do an inspection of that drain plug. I like to check the threads on it, make sure that there's no burrs or anything is flattened out. Double check the head of this here, make sure it's in good condition. And then once this oil is drained out, I'll do an inspection on the threads on that drain plug. So doing a visual inspection, I can actually see that the threads inside the oil pan are still in good condition. You just never know sometimes if you happen to have a pan that's buggered up, or if the bolt was over tightened at one time or another, it might start to tear those threads out. Everything looks good so far, so just let this finish draining, and then we'll go ahead and install the bolt. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and install that drain plug right here. Now this particular drain bolt did not have a gasket with it. It does not require it. Your vehicle may have a drain pan gasket, and if it does, then it's best that you replace it at that time of your oil service. Now this here, you want to snug it up. Be sure not to over tighten. Give it a good cleaning. All right, so underneath the hood, you're going to locate the oil fill cap on the passenger side of this valve cover area. So I'm going to go ahead and loosen that. Now before you put your funnel in, make sure that it's clean. You don't want to push any type of debris down there from that funnel sitting around the shop. Set that in, and go ahead and start adding oil. Now for the 1998 4.6 liter, it does require the 530 weight oil. All right, so we're putting on our 6 quart of oil right now. 6.7, I believe, is the manufacturer recommendation on this motor. What we're going to do is we're going to start with 6. We're going to go ahead and start the engine, let that cycle through the filter. We're going to check the level and then add as necessary. All right, so we're going to remove that funnel, replace your engine oil fill cap. Don't forget to replace your engine oil dipstick before you start that engine. Just set it in. All right, so now after we've had that engine running, we'll go ahead and remove the dipstick. We're gonna give it a quick wipe, and we have to reinsert it to get a proper reading. I'm just gonna pop it back in the tube right there. Just gonna let it set for a second. Once it's been seated, pull it back out. So you can see this here, the oil level is actually right between the min and the max. It is sufficient where it's at, but we're gonna go ahead and add about another 1/2 quart of oil just to top that off. All right, so we're just gonna go ahead and spin off that oil fill cap. Now, as I mentioned before, factory recommendation for the quantity of oil is 6.7 quarts. We put in 6, and you see where the oil level was, so we're simply going to add approximately that 0.7 of oil out of this quart.
Thanks for watching. Visit us at oneauto.com for quality auto parts, fast and free shipping, and the best customer service in the industry.